Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at Outrun style music, which is obviously made very famous by Miami Nights. So I'm going to do this slightly different to the other videos. I'm not going to pick a Miami Nights song and take it apart like I did with the other how to sound like videos that I've made. The reason being is I think Miami Nights, they don't have really a unique sound. They don't have unique sounds that they use. I just think that the way they produce the tracks, the way he produces his tracks, and the quality of the tracks and the melodies and riffs are what make it stand out. So when we're looking at Dance with the Dead and stuff like, Dance with the Dead, you can tell their thing really is the electric guitars and stuff that they use in the track. And you look at likes of Home, I touched on his brass sort of lead sound. But Miami Nights don't have a unique sound that stands out, a unique sound that you can hear in all their tracks. They don't really have any. It doesn't really have any of that. What they have got though is really nice melodies, really upbeat, and really, for me the standing out sort of act in Outrun. So what I've got today is I've made a track, an Outrun style track, and I'm going to break it down for you, show you what I've done, show you a couple of key things as well, some of the stuff Miami Nights use in his tracks as well, but I'll give it a quick playthrough of what I've done, and then I'll go and I'll break it down for you. Okay, so the first one we'll look at then, which goes straight into the drum, so the kick. Just have a filter on this. Now the fruity filter, when you add the fruity filter, it also adds a little bit of high end to it. So if you listen with and without, very, very subtle, but it does add a little bit of high end in there. So next we go on to the snare. So we've two snares laid together. And they have an EQ, and they have a compressor, and we also have them routing to the vintage reverb as well. Now we also have some hi-hats in there. Nothing at all, just very, very dry. And then we have some of the percussion. This is one of the things that you can hear in some of the Miami Nights tracks. Just a little bit of percussion, just to keep it moving along. And we just got some delay and some reverb on them as well. They're just subtle elements that Miami Nights use. He uses in his tracks. I think it's on the run, is it? You can just hear them in the background. Or it might be Ocean Drive actually. And then bass. It's very, very simple. It's from Sylenth. And it's has a kickstart on it for sidechain. Has a Kramer tape on it as well. And it has a filter for when we use that later on. So one thing I will say about Outrun style music, obviously it needs to be about 130 BPM, so it needs to be quite fast and upbeat. You know, I wouldn't really use a lot of sort of darker riffs. It's more happy and easygoing type of music. One of the things that I will say is key though to making Miami Nights style music and Outrun style music is sidechain, and plenty of it. The reason being is sidechain makes the track feel more pumping. So if we listen to the bass with and without sidechain, straight away the track feels more pumping, and that's really what you want to aim for when you're making sort of Outrun style music. Next we have a pad, and this pad is taken from this synth, which I've discussed in previous videos, and this is from the Doc M pack, which comes free with when you download this. It's the free synth. You can download this, Google it, or you can check my other videos out. And this is a Poly 6 pad. Now one of the things that Miami Nights do as well in their pad is they have, I think it's Ocean Drive, they have a repeating pad, a couple of notes just repeating at the start of the track. So this is what we've gone for here. We just got two notes, and they're just repeating over and over. So if we play it, and what we've got on this, we have a doubler, make it a bit wider, and obviously a kickstart again for the sidechain. Then we move on to the ARP. Now we have the ARP filtering down, and this is using Spire. So I'll quickly show you the ARP. And this we have this filtering up with the pad, and then when the full pad kicks in, which is this, when we have the full pad comes in, again I've kept them repeating notes, so there's plenty of repeating notes throughout. The full ARP kicks in. Now on the ARP, we just have a kickstart on the ARP as well. And then we have this sort of guitar style riff, and this is using Citrus. So I'll quickly show you this. So in Citrus, because it's an FL own synth, you can actually use the Portamento on slide. So this is what we've done here. We've clicked this, and then we've just added a slide in. So we'll do it with and without to show you. So you can see we have a couple of sliding notes here as well, just to give it a bit of a bend and make it a bit more interesting. And this is routed to 14. Now on this we have a kickstart again for the sidechain and a compressor as well. And then we change this as well towards the end here. And we have a couple of different riffs that come in. We'll look at those in a minute. But the guitar, we have like a step up. Then with it falling back down, so when this kicks in. Now, after we go into this, Miami Nights also in their tracks, you'll hear this a lot, especially in Outrun music, is the filtering of the bass and filtering of the kick. Is an effect that's used quite a lot in sort of Outrun music, and it's used quite a lot by Miami Nights as well. So we have one filter for the kick, one filter for the bass. Now we'll show you a trick here now. So let's say we want the same filter. So there's a filter for the bass and there's a filter for the kick. And we want this exactly the same down here. So one of the things you can do is you can double click it, go across here to articulator, copy state, double click this, same again, paste. And let's try it again, shall we? Same again, and then paste state in, and it'll give you an exact copy. So you've got the exact same filter envelope on both of them there. And then after this kicks in, we've gone into a different riff. We've gone into a couple of different riffs. So first of all, we've gone into this guitar, and this is from Nexus. So without the effects, you've just got this. And then we add this on my favourite plugins here, the guitar plugin. We've got a bit of push. That's basically the compression. It's a little bit wider again. Now we've turned off the reverb and the delay because we're using Nexus's own. And then again, we've just got another sidechain on it. So really, you want to be sidechaining basically everything. Some things will be sidechained more. So bass and pads will be sidechained quite heavily, whereas your leads and your arps, they will be sidechain not as much, so you can hear more of those. But to get a real pumping effect, which is something that Miami Nights go for, and it's something that you need to really do in Outrun to make it sound good, you need to make sure that your bass line and your pads are quite heavily sidechained. And then we have this as well. And we have quite a few effects on this. The reason being, because this VST is free, it's get some great sounds out of it, but the after effects, there isn't really any decent after effects. I mean, you've got a chorus at the bottom, but that's about it. So this is the raw sound. And this is just called Spacey Jupiter, but I've gone ahead and changed some of the parameters, so I made the gates and stuff shorter, so this controls the attack and delay and stuff. So then we have some effects. So I've gone for a delay. So we've got delay, a reverb, some EQ, just boosting the highs and cutting out some of the lows, and then a tape saturator on there as well. And then that's just this riff here that kicks in. And then we just drop back into the main lead and stuff again, and then it just obviously filters out. So that's really about it. What I will do is I will include this full project in the description below, so you can grab all of this if you want. Now, I have used some like external plugins and stuff here. So for example, on the master I've got the DX Digital, I've got the Oxford Limiter, Invisible Limiter, and I've got some Ozone. So all the plugins may not work for you, but you'll definitely be able to see the track, and you'll be able to see the structure of a track as well. So you better see how it basically looks and how it runs. So really, we've got the start of it here. So really, when we're looking at Outrun music, a couple of things too. Again, there's no real rules, but a couple of things that I would always consider if you're trying to make Miami Nights style music and Outrun style music in general is, first of all, make sure you've got a decent BPM. You know, you don't want to go too fast, you don't want to be too slow. So around 130, 125 to 130 is perfect for Outrun style music. Try to make the bass basically offbeat with sidechain and stuff like that. So try to keep the bass either like this. This is good for a bass line, or even just general offbeat. Gives it a nice flow to it. Plenty of sidechain. I'd say sidechain is definitely a key. There's a couple of different ways you can sidechain stuff. So one of them is to use the kickstart. Which is very, very good. There's also other ones as well. There's also the LFO tool as well, which you can use as well, which is great as well. Allows you to volume control, but these are volume controls. What you can also do, there's another couple here as well, Shaper Box, Volume Shaper and stuff, but FL Studio has its own, and that's Gross Beat, but I don't know where I put it, so I can find it. There we go. This is the same as well, so this controls volume as well. So you have got a basic one set up down here. Sidechain, there is a sidechain somewhere. Sidechain. But this is very, 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 very heavy when it comes to sidechain. So what we'll do is we'll move the bass to track 18. So that is a very, very heavy sidechain. So realistically, you can actually make your own sidechain. So if we go to, let's have a look, 1/4, and let's put one in there like that, and then one in there like that, one in there like that, and one in there. So this is basically where the beat hits. This is the kick, boom, kick, kick, kick. So you really, in between this, you want this to be up full. And then we need to change to single curve, smooth, no, single curve, single curve, single curve, and then already really, really nice and pumping. And then you can control this. We can bring this down to say -6, -6, -6, so you go. So what you can hear is you can hear a clicking. What that is the very, very front part of it not being picked up by the sidechain. So one way to avoid that is you can drag this across like this and pull that right up like that. I'll maybe even change that to this and do it like that. There we go. So bring that back one. So it's the very, very end of it not being. So if we sort of fade the volume out towards the end of the sidechain, it won't have that click. Now, one of the other things that we can look at doing here is we can also control how much sidechain we've got with Gross Beat as well. So this is perfect for bass, but for your leads and stuff, you want more to be coming through. And we can use this volume knob down here to control how much we actually sidechain. So sidechain off, fully on, halfway through. Which is great as well. Now you can use the old-fashioned way of sidechaining, which is using a compressor to compress it, but I think you've more control over that when you're using volume shapers and stuff like that. So sidechaining is a very big part in making Outrun. It's one of the things that you really need to get the track pumping. When you listen to tracks that are Outrun style, or even EDM tracks and stuff like that. For example, if you listen to Melbourne bounce style music, likes of TGR and stuff like that, the tracks are really, really pumping and have a lot of movement to them, and that's because they're heavily sidechained. And that's one of the key things about making Outrun music, is it needs to be sidechained to make it pump and sort of move along. Yeah, so as I said, guys, I'm going to include this full FLP project below, and you can grab that and you can see the structure and whatnot, and how it's all laid out for you. But apart from that, guys, that's about it, and thanks for watching.